Hello there. We have more Dota headed your way. It's LGD China versus Orange Esports, a best of 5. Currently, LGD China is leading 2-1. Game 4. We're ready for it. I'm ready for it. Are you
ready for more anti-mage?
Please. I'm always ready for more anti-mage. Let's go. Did you catch me? Did you see the beautiful thing I just did?
What happened?
I had a special moment there with the audience.
I did not catch
You weren't
it.
a part of it.
I was too busy thinking about 5 a.m.s.
See, Merlini wants to establish his own bromance with me, the way that Purge and Blitz have something special, but he hasn't convinced me that it's worthwhile yet.
How can we compete with that?
Who wants to compete with that?
We should just join in, right?
Yeah.
Make it a
True.
four-way
If you can't beat
bromance.
him, join him.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's what they say.
Maybe we will someday. My goodness. Well, draft now underway for Orange versus LGD. Batrider first pick by Orange Esports, and LGD, as expected, I thought they would go Darkseer Shadow Demon. They go Shadow Demon Dragon Knight. But
Shadow
still
Demon is
pretty
clearly the best support versus Batrider, though.
Yeah,
He's just so good.
Yeah, he's Shadow Demon. He's always good, and then
Rubik's pretty good too.
yeah, Rubik wouldn't be bad. Disruptor's nice, but he's kind of a gimmicky support. You have to have sort of a strategy built around him, and so this is sort of your safe, stable way to deal with it.
Right, and Shadow Demon has, they can go very aggressively with it too. We've seen Kunkka paired with Shadow Demon. We've seen Leshrac, Lina. Those are the most stable combinations, I say, with them. Or maybe not Kunkka, but I would love to see Kunkka. LGD does run him sometimes.
And X is obviously great just for sending a bat back. You can also use it to pick him off. Windrunner is going to be the choice.
Windrunner returns.
Are they? Orange is such a mysterious creature of a team. I look at the way that they draft sometimes, and I feel like there's a lot of emotion at play. It's like after every game, after a loss especially, there's just these moments where like one style didn't work, so they go for a different style. It's a lot of it, I think, is Mushi, who's like, all right, I want to go solo mid this game. They get the Windrunner. I expect we're going to see him taking that. It could be an off-lane bat. It could be a mid bat, but it would not surprise me one bit if Mushi says, back to mid for me.
Yep, I mean, he does play a fantastic mid, though. I like it a lot more than his carry, personally. I don't exactly know what the statistics are, but in my mind, it works out a lot better for them. Just because Mushi does make some questionable decisions in that one role, and he loves playing aggressively, at least from what I can tell. And I mean, aside when he's farming 15,000 gold in his inventory, but let's see how the rest of the draft rounds out. Orange bans out Spectre. LGD has been running Spectre a lot. I believe in their last series they picked him 3 out of 4 games. Sylar plays that hero very well, and it plays very well into how their strategy works out. More passive play style.
Spectre ban.
Turtle. Yeah, I was just talking about it.
Yeah.
You were bromancing somebody up.
No, I'm thinking about it because Spectre has not been picked or banned at all.
Yeah, but they know LGD picks him.
Occasionally,
they picked him like 3 or 4 times yesterday.
They were
or the day before.
They weren't doing well, by the way. They lost that match.
Well,
they got crushed.
Well, still a good hero.
Yeah.
Amazing hero, by the way, especially with Shadow Demon when you have to.
It's just not. It's not. I mean, I guess they could squeeze it in now, but
yeah, you can always squeeze Spectre in.
But it sounded wrong. LGD, they go Jakiro here. A great follow-up for the Shadow Demon Disruption. They get a pretty decent counter-pushing support. He is quite a bit vulnerable to Batrider initiation. That is not a good support to. If he gets caught, there's just nothing he can do.
Right. But again, they do have a good killing lineup. I mean, Windrunner, I still don't know what the deal was with that triple lane. Nature's Prophet trying to like go in with a level 2 with Sprout and Teleport. But if you really want to kill a Windrunner, they have the right line for it. They have Shadow Demon and Jakiro, and if you pop Windrun, you just instantly disrupt them. Windrun rendered useless, and you can just kill them with Ice Breath and a Dual Breath to follow up. So again, they should fare a lot better if they try and do 3v1 versus Windrunner this game.
Yeah.
But Windrunner,
that's very true.
Windrunner might be in Mushi's hand.
It could be a mid Windrunner, or it could just be an aggressive tri-lane Windrunner.
Right.
And now with the Lone Druid pick, that's how it starts to feel. Probably a mid bat, maybe a Lone Druid mid, but those will most likely be your 2 solos. And then
Lifestealer it up.
Well, then it's a support Windrunner. Maybe we'll see it.
No, Lifestealer it up for LGD.
Oh, you think? It actually does pretty well against Lone Druid 1v1.
Yeah.
In fact, generally Lone Druid just can't do anything to the Lifestealer. Now, he won't be in danger of dying because of the new open wounds, but I remember I watched TC play that matchup a lot for Team Liquid, and you just, every time the bear comes to harass you, you just right-click the bear, and you heal so much.
You get so much HP, he can't... Oh, there it is.
You're a prophet, Merlini.
I knew it. They're bringing 6.77B back. Whew.
I don't miss that version.
Well, the thing about Lifestealer is he's a lot more fun than watching Anti-Mage. You get a lot of
Is it
kills
really
early.
fun to just watch this Invincible hero who's strong at all phases of the game instead of only later on?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, you have some cool Nake's bombs too. And you can like do like infest dodges and stuff, right? Anti-Mage is like blink in Manta, own everybody, mana void, boom, explosions, kills.
The fun ends
gold.
here. Listen, he's straightforward. Lifestealer is pretending to be something he's not, which is a fun hero.
Well,
he's fun to play.
He got nerfed a little bit, so you'll see him a little bit less, but still, just an amazing hero, especially against, like, I mean, like, even against Batrider Initiate, if he blinks and goes on someone besides Lifestealer, open wounds, you just stand still, lasso rendered useless, your team has to follow the Batrider in, and most of the time you just lose the fight straight up there. So he's useful against their lineup. He owns Lone Druid in a one-on-one matchup. He's good against him at most stages of the game, and Lifestealer just a good hero.
Sandkin will be the 4th selection for Orange Esports. And they have a pretty strong 5-man now. They also get a much-needed stun. Shackle was their only real reliable spammable disable. They'll supplement that now.
Sand King is so good with Winter. If you get a 2-hero Burrow Strike, almost always they're in the line, at least in the line that you Burrow Strike, and that just sets you up for a perfect Shackle. Although I wish they had more damage to combo with it afterwards. Perhaps they can get an Epicenter, but again, nothing like phenomenal followed up with a nice Shackle. No like Macro Pyre or anything.
And now it really looks like a farming Windrunner tri-lane with this pick. In theory, they could get greedy. They could run a jungle Batrider, a Lone Druid off lane, although it's very risky with the 300 gold bounty on the bear, or even a Lone Druid mid and then a Windrunner off lane, and then put somebody else in the safe lane. But we'll see how greedy Orange want to be. Ooh. LGD, very strong and tanky carries.
I like their picks a lot more than Orange's right now.
These carries are so elusive in these fights, Lifestealer and Weaver especially, and the ones that aren't elusive, the Dragon Knight, the Lifestealer to some extent, are very hard to kill.
They just have really good matches in general, though. Shadow Demon is very good at shutting down a Windrunner if they want to put him in the aggressive triple lane. Lifestealer, very good versus Lone Druid. Weaver, very good versus Batrider. Just hasting, you don't have to worry about stacks of Napalm too much. And Dragon Knight, just a very tanky hero overall. So I think their lineup is just more flexible, does more of everything, just more direction in general.
What direction will Orange take their lineup right now? They do have a strong lineup by all means, but it's more, how are they going to lane it? How will they particularly or specifically look to counter what LGD is trying to do? And it's hard to draft here because you don't know how LGD is going to lane it. Weaver could be, well, now they'll go for Leshrac, and they get a little bit more, they illuminate their lineup more now. Right. Now they've got Edict, they can push early, they've got a strong dual roaming combo, 3 very self-sufficient solos, especially this Lone Druid and the Batrider. And a lot will be expected of the Sand King and Leshrac through the laning stage, because if you let Lifestealer, Weaver, and Dragon Knight all hit level 6, get to the mid game with some items, it gets hard to kill them. And
really, really scary.
Yeah, so what can Orange do in this laning stage? That's the big question.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what they want to do. So it looks like Batrider will most likely be solo. I guess Lone Druid.
I think it's going to be a solo mid Lone Druid. Well, maybe not, because Mushi's playing the Windrunner. But I thought they might put the Lone Druid mid versus the Dragon Knight, and then the Batrider versus either the Weaver or the Lifestealer.
Yeah, I feel like the triple lane would work a lot better with the Windrunner. But again, if Mushi's playing it, probably not. I think what they want to do is try and shut down Dragon Knight's farming whatever way possible. I think any of their solo heroes, the Lone Druid or the Winner or the Bat, can do that decently. They want to not give Lifestealer free farm, but again, they don't really have a good matchup for it. Batrider's like okay, but whatever they put against a triple lane is going to be destroyed. But if LGD goes an aggressive triple lane, on the other hand, we will see.
Watch out, and it looks like they might be. They're sending 3 heroes bottom for the time being. And we'll introduce them now. It's LGD Gaming, LGD China. They were your 3rd place team at the International 2. They're trying to finish 3rd at the Dota 2 Super League. They lead this best of 5, 2-1. They just need 1 more win in the next 2 games. DDC on your Shadow Demon. Yao handling the Lifestealer. DD going to be playing the Jakiro. Lots of long-range initiation to make up of the Lifestealer's newfound lack. Xiao 8. Your solo mid Dragon Knight pulled a set of tangos, rushing a bottle, and then the safe lane Weaver, starting with the magic stick and pulled a set of tangos. expecting a 1v1 versus an off-lane bat, he's actually going to find himself a tri-lane.
That is very scary. I mean, this triple lane is just so incredibly strong from LGD. None of their heroes can stand up to it solo, and even if they did try on try, the Leshrac is particularly vulnerable against this. And if they have sentries, the Sand King is very likely to die too. So, I mean, this is just a very scary lane from LGD, and they have the power to go aggressive. Very rare thing from LGD. I don't remember the last time I've seen them do an aggressive triple lane.
They've done it before, but it's definitely not common. On the opposing side, the opposition will be Orange Esports. They've come here from Malaysia. They've traveled to Shanghai, and they want to finish third. Can they do it? Net going to be handling that. Sand King extinct on the Leshrac. We'll have Mushi in the offensive tri-lane, handling the Windrunner, not going solo mid. That honor goes to KYXY, playing his signature Lone Druid, one of his very best heroes. Last but certainly not least, you've got the big guy, Ohio himself, playing the Batrider. He'll be in the safe lane. He's the one who's got the tallest order ahead of him. This tri-lane, as you mentioned, is very scary, even for a Batrider.
Yeah, I mean, I think he should just hide. He might get level 2 from this way, but they should dive in pretty soon. I think that what LGD should have done is not actually block the spawn yet until they know what's actually going on in this lane. Because if it's a solo lane, you want to tower dive as soon as possible so that they don't get any experience. And the best way to do that is to actually use this creep pool offensively. And you drag the creeps, you use the creep pool, and then by that time the Batrider won't have any creeps to take the tower, and then you have your own creeps so you can tower dive with impunity.
KYXY, look at this awareness. Sends the bear to scout out LGD, who did not bother to smoke. They're trying to gank him, but now the jig is up, and they might rotate all the way around. Meanwhile, the supports of Orange are also rotating. Sand King, Leshrac, but they'll have less backup because it's only a Lone Druid in that lane. So if it comes to a clash, most likely LGD will come out on top in a 3v3
Triple lane middle. Here we go from both teams.
New meta. Oh, they're going in now. They're going to find Xiao 8, but he runs south. The bear, no boots. Everybody wasting a lot of time here. 4 supports that are going to be very poor with this slow start. Now everybody rotating, and it looks like in the end will we get a 3v3? It looks like we will. DD just taking a bit of experience mid while Xiao 8 gets the rune.
Harassed really hard up top. With this Sentry Ward really hurts him. He needs support.
Normally, if you don't have sentries, it's actually a pretty decent matchup for Weaver. But with the sentry and with Mushi getting a little help at level 1, now it gets quite tough for Sylar. And he started with Magic Stick, which is not a good item versus
Oh, Mushi might go for the kill right here.
Can he actually do it? He's got a power shot. Sylar lurking in the trees. He dodges south. He dodges north. He will juke it in the end. I don't think he had that kill, but
yeah,
he gives it a shot.
I don't think so either. Yeah, he had like one. I see what you did there.
I didn't even see what I did there at first. That's why I have you, Merlini.
Lifestealer actually not going for a Magic Stick. This is actually very strange. I mean, you almost always want a Magic Stick in a 1v1 matchup versus Batrider. I see some Lone Druids not get it, but pretty much in every other matchup, it just gives you insane amounts of mana and really makes a Batrider think twice about casting that sticky napalm.
Yeah, but it doesn't help him here. I mean, now I guess it will because
you can play aggressively on him.
It's tri-lane versus tri-lane, but he was really expecting the Batrider there, not just Mushi left alone. So now we emerge in a 3v3. Head-on engagement. Orange's supports doing a bit of pulling of their own. DDC contesting. He's the first one here to hit level 2, along with DD, who just hit it as well.
Oh, Ohio getting gun on bottom, but I don't think it'll end up in a kill. Just some harass going on down there.
This should be a pretty big advantage for the Batrider, right?
I mean, yeah, especially if Yao doesn't get a Magic Stick. I think so.
He still doesn't have one, but he seems to be fine for the time being.
Right. Both of them are around 11 to 12 creep kills, so they're doing fine there. The Windrunner, by far the top of the last hit charts right now. 15 last hits for him. In the middle, it's actually much less than I expected on both sides, probably because of the 6-hero rotation there. We only see 9 last hits on KYXY, although he has an astounding amount of denies at 8, and Xiao 8 is 12-3.
Xiao 8's doing really well. I mean, this is not... He does have, obviously, Dragon's Blood, which helps a lot against physical harass. I would like to see an early Orb of Venom here, just to help deal with the Dragon Knight, but ultimately, he's mid lane, he can bottle Crow, he can spam his nuke. Nice job of controlling the bear, trying to contest these runes. LGD, tri-lane still there. It will be an illusion rune. Spawns top, and KYXY will deny it. But the time his bear spins out of the lane, this time he's not harassing. And top lane, we could have an engagement. DDC, he gets a disruption. They're looking for an ice path, but Net's actually going in. LGD realized this is not the time to engage.
They can't take that many
And they will
creeps,
back
though.
off.
4 creeps plus 1 siege, that is not ideal. Although Disruption was on cooldown and DD was vulnerable for just a little bit there, they weren't feeling it.
Yeah, that's where Sylar, maybe you lose your twin-headed dragon, but then Sylar could easily get a double kill off of that. And LGD, they will, for the time being, reset, reload, and sit back. The pull has been blocked for the time being, but LGD still pushing out this lane. Mushi farming well. All things considered, taking a look at the gold and the experience graphs, it's very even this
Pretty
early.
even, yep.
Yeah, 500 experience lead for the Dire. Insignificant.
I'm actually surprised to see the rotation. I think they could have like killed the bat, given Yao like early boots to Ohai's no boots, and then he could have just played really aggressively up on him with a magic stick and just kind of dominated the lane from there. I'm surprised that they actually left so early.
I do want to point out, KOX was really struggling mid. Xiaowei constantly spamming the Breathe Fire. He's being forced to go Tranquil Boots first, isn't able to get the early Orb Venom he normally is accustomed to. Top lane, they throw out a few nukes. They won't commit just yet. But this is a matchup that normally you'd expect the Lone Druid to dominate, and he just isn't finding the last hits, and he's also getting out-harassed in the lane.
Xiaowei doesn't even have a stout or quelling. I thought he would be a little bit more vulnerable to harass, but the strength of Bottle Crow, too strong.
Yeah, and he's got a personal courier, because as an off-lane lifestealer, doesn't need to use the courier whatsoever. Already level 6 on Yao. He is farming pretty well here, only slightly behind the Bat Rider. And all things considered, it seems like even trades for both teams, but it's even trades when LGD have a tri-core, and I guess a lot comes down to Mushi here in this tri-lane. Level 5, phase boots up. They're giving farm priority to a Windrunner. She is their lead farmer. What can Mushi do as they head towards the mid-game?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm just keeping my eyes peeled on top. It looks like First Blood's going to happen at any moment now.
Yeah, the camp was dewarded. LGD starting to find some pulls of their own. And Orange look to contest. The Burrow Strike could be here. Net, thinking about it, won't commit. So he's going to find Sylar instead, who just used Sakuchi, but there is a disruption. The power shot off the mark. The disruption well-timed. Split Earth comes through. Actually not. Sorry, that was just the lightning. Now Extinct on the run. In comes Sylar. He drops the swarm. Extinct. Oh no. First Blood. Power shots there to clean it up, but the First Blood does go to LGD, and now Xiaowei. He's teleported in. Ice Path clips too. That is big time. Shackle on Xiaowei. Extinct still on the run. There's a Breathe Fire available if he pops his stick charges, I think, but
One
he doesn't.
HP left on Extinct. Oh my goodness.
Actually 1 HP. Wow.
Yeah. Nice shackle there by Mushi to save his teammate. I thought that Ice Path on 2 of them, especially with a Windrunner having her, with Windrun on the Windrunner, I thought that was going to be a lot worse for them.
So, in the end, KOXY didn't leave mid, and he has been farming during this time, but he's barely ahead of the Dragon Knight. And the one thing that is really interesting is Ohio is actually losing his lane to this Lifestealer. He's been out-denied heavily, 8 denies on the Lifestealer, only 2 CS ahead. And Lifestealer now with phase boots up. Yao doing fantastically against one of the strongest solos in the game.
Ohio looking to stack some camps. He is still around 1,200 gold from his Blink Dagger, so maybe like 12 minutes if he like farms constantly from now, but he does have the Lifestealer to deal with.
Should he really be abandoning the lane like this? Yao is getting free farm off of creeps. He's missing waves just to stack neutrals.
I feel like if he could stack 2 neutrals at once, I think it'd be worth it, or if he gets the 8-minute rune, but if neither of those happen, then probably not. We'll see the 8-minute rune spawn in just a second.
Yao is now the lead farmer, just from that little blip, and KOXY picks up an illusion rune, which of course doesn't work on the bear. RNG Sports, I'm not feeling quite so good about these trades for them right now. KOXY is farming a bit better than the Dragon Knight mid, but my big concern is that you run a safe lane Bat Rider. One of the main reasons you do it is because he usually, in fact, almost always wins his lane, and he's not winning his lane this game. He's getting outplayed by Yao.
Yeah, I suppose if you rotated top for that fight, then it would have been nice. I'm pretty sure he was level 6. That lasso in the Napalm would...
Oh, Net, he's sprung a trap here. DD gets caught. Split Earth is there. Power shot. Cleans up the kill. And he was hiding in the tree line. Well executed play.
Well executed indeed. But Sylar, 1-1 right now. He's looking pretty decent on farm. Forced to go very defensive build with Ring of Basilius for that armor. Strange Treads for that extra HP. He can't get bursted down. He's still very, very weak at this point. I mean, he only has 758 HP.
Oh, they're going to teleport Bat Chop. They want to take this tier 1. It's getting close to deny range. LGD do have a glyph available. Here comes Batman. Ohio.
I think they need a TP in from the Lifestealer.
Oh, they need it soon, too. Does he have one? We'll, can't check this second. Now DD lassoed, wall casting disruption, I believe, or maybe it was Shadow Poison. He gets caught out. He gets picked off. And now RNG Esports, they'll look to take the first
They
tower
can't really
of the
contest
game.
this at all. The tower is just so low, 180. They do have Glyph up, but they're only too strong.
This is really not a good fight. Xiao8, no mana on him either. They'll have to give it up. Just Sylar fishing for deny, but a burrow strike through, a shackle as well. Sylar, all he wanted was a tower deny. He gets a lot more than he bargained for. In comes Yao. The tower, in the end, goes to Mushi's Windrunner. Now Net under a Sentry Ward, trapped, isolated, picked off by your Lifestealer. That Ghoul trying to find some more kills. He dives on Mushi. Ice Path is there. Clips Extinct. Ohio marches forward under cover of Firefly, trying to bring down DD. He's dropping quickly. It looks like he should fall. We keep an eye on Yao. Needs 2 more hits to bring down Extinct. He finds it. Now the Bat does, in the end, kill off the Jakiro. However, Xiao8's rotated in, isolated him. He'll go down. And the key thing for me is Yao dove deep. He's not dying, whereas Ohio almost certainly is. 1, 2. Needs just a few more swipes, but there's your 2-hero power shot. Watch for the burrow. Clips Yao, has it infest. He needs to get this off. He will. Oh, that infest. Oh, that infest.
Wow, Net about to die here. Sylar just one more Shikuchi. Oh, wait, it doesn't actually hit invisible units. They need Breathe Fire, but he doesn't have any mana. Wow. It's only level 1 Sandstorm here. It is going to expire in around 8 seconds, so he's in for a rude awakening. Better buy your items quickly, Net.
But while this is happening, Lone Druid does get a tier 1 mid, and we do have to remember that Orange were fighting 4v5. Now Net in the tree line, the swarm comes in, and that should secure the kill. He'll go down. He didn't spend his gold. Nothing really big he could have bought there anyway, but
get that bracer.
Maybe he wants arcane boots. Mushi has gone phase, so these supports really do need arcanes, I guess.
Yao is really farmed right now. 1-0 and 2. Phase drums already completed while soloing off lane versus a Bat Rider. Again, this hero is just so incredibly strong, and I'm surprised he's fallen off as much as he has. He still seems like an incredibly strong hero right now, especially with the game being played the way it is.
And you especially see how strong he is, not at level 1, but if he gets to level 5 or 6 or even a little bit higher, you get phase boots up. It doesn't matter that Open Wounds has a lower range, and also it's level 3 anyway now, but you just get in range with the phase boots. And then you go on heroes, and it's still pretty much the same spell at that point. The other thing is, Orange ran a solo mid Lone Druid. That's not really a very mobile, aggressive solo mid, and the whole idea was to shut down Dragonite. KYXY is ahead in terms of farm now by quite a bit, but he wasn't when Xiao8 was sticking to the lane. In fact, Xiao8 was winning the farm battle then.
He doesn't even have his Maelstrom completed.
And Xiao8 has been joining the fights a lot. Yeah, KYXY, just the Gloves of Haste up, Tranquil Boots. I think there's a Mithril Hammer on the way. He's actually pretty close to the Maelstrom. But this is where Lifestealer really comes into play. That hero is so good against Lone Druid, you really need the additional armor from an early Assault Cuirass.
And yep, that is a Blink Dagger and a Haster for Ohai. He is definitely looking for some blood.
RNG Sports backs pressed against the wall.
Look at Yao's positioning right now. I mean, he's very wary of the possibility of Bat Rider having Blink. I don't think they actually saw it. Maybe they did with this ward over here, but I mean, they're really smart about their positioning. DDC in position in case they go on Yao, and I mean, he can open wounds if they go on the Shadow Demon. They can disrupt if they go on the Lifestealer. They are prepared for this one.
Ohio's actually going in. He's seen the Shadow Demon. He's seen the Lifestealer. He jumps in with the Haste Rune, starts to apply the Sticky Napalm. There is a push top coming from Sylar. The tier 1 bottom now goes their way. Lone Druid teleports top to defend that push, but Batman's on the sidelines. He's looking to initiate. Yao surges forward. He's got phase drums. Bat Rider will blink away.
Uh-oh, he's stuck. He's stuck.
He TP's out. No, actually doesn't have a TP scroll. Gets caught. He'll go down. What an awful time to be cornered. I heard a teleport, though. Was that the Weaver joining the fight? Yeah, it was. Sylar TP'd bottom.
I mean, he was just caught there with his pants out. He was a little bit indecisive. His Firefly just ran out, too.
The big problem there is now they might lose this tier 1 bottom.
Yeah, that was a big misplay by Orange there.
And they just teleported out Lone Druid. That means they have to figure that it's going to be a 4v4 at best, and could easily be a 5v4.
They might get a T1 on top, though. We see, or actually, that T1 top fell a while ago. Never mind.
Tower dropping quickly. Yeah, that fell in the earlier engagement. Level 11 on KYXY. He's got his Maelstrom gold now, but here comes the engagement. Mushi caught. He will take a stun to the face. He's still got a mech. He's not popping yet. Now he does. Doesn't matter. Way too much nuke damage. And Orange trying to defend the tower
apart here.
Without a Bat Rider, without Lone Druid, who just teleported top. You just got to question that decision.
Oh, Xiao Wei gets lassoed.
He does get lassoed. He's isolated. Net burrows in. They'll rejoin the fray. This Dragon Knight is tanky, but he will end up going down. Flame Break finishes the kill. The problem is the Yao problem. They haven't addressed the Yao stealer. He finds Net, drives him into a corner, now burrows towards the tree line, tries to TP out. No ice path available, no disruption. He will barely get away. The Yao stealer heads towards the top lane, and KYXY forces one back.
He is 4-0-2 right now. He's been involved quite in like a lot of the fights right now, and they're actually down in towers right now. Looks like LGD is down all their tier 1s and only managing to take one down in the process, and this is really the strength of the Lone Druid. He is 0-0-0 right now, but the strength and swiftness at which he can push is just incredible.
Yeah, who would have thought such a lumbering bear is actually quite mobile? This hero moves really fast as you level up the Rabid, and also farms quickly, pressures a lot. That's the one problem I have is he can't really come to the fights and do much, and LGD have 5 heroes that can. Orange, they'll have to rely on the split push for the time being and take their fights very selectively. In a true 5v5, unless they get a great bat initiation, it just doesn't seem they can take the clash.
And I mean, I haven't seen really any surprisingly awesome lassos yet. He's been pretty good about hovering around the tree lines, but again, a little bit of hesitation from him.
He really needs a Force Staff. This is that point in the game where a Blink Dagger just doesn't cut it, because LGD, it's very unlikely you'll catch them on their own, and the disruption will ruin the fight. You need to blink, or even the open wounds, as you mentioned. If you blink in and you don't go on lifesteal, he open wounds you stop moving.
And you just die.
And if you don't go on the Shadow Demon, he disrupts you or the other hero, and, well, then things go south for you that way, too. So either way, RNG Sports, I feel they got to get some more farm on this Batrider, but they'll go for another gank. This one needs to work. LGD, 4 hero smoke towards the top lane as well. They're baiting this Lone Druid. LGD should be suspicious. The bear runs directly by them. They're going in. No, Lone Druid heading south. He wants to rejoin his team. He runs down the river. DD looking for an ice path.
Oh,
the smoke revealed on Extinct.
Sand King's not there, though.
Oh, here comes the clash. DD on the high ground. Bear leads the way. KYXY charges into the entire enemy team up the hill by himself. Mushi not throwing out a shackle just yet. They lose their Lone Druid instantly. And now they've probably got to hoof it out of here. TP out from Extinct. Abandoned ship. Abandoned ship. Abort mission. They've lost 2. That was a very awkward engagement from RNG Sports.
Awkward indeed. They really need Net there, though. He is like.
Did you just say awkward?
Awkward, yeah. You haven't seen that? Awkward, man. That was very awkward for them. That was just weird positioning. I think that both of them expected to fight in the lane, but then it was just brought out here. That was just not a good place for the bear to be in.
And now RNG Sports, the problem is as well that when they're losing these fights, it seems every fight LGD wins, they get a tower. Now they get a tier 1 mid, and that Lone Druid advantage completely neutralized. Well, it will be as soon as this tier 1 falls top, which
Xiao Wei getting pinged on.
Is doing his best to assure. This would be a big mistake because LGD China's entire 5-man squad are all heading there. Yao has an armlet. Oh my goodness. This is a very fat life stealer.
I haven't felt the imbalancedness of Batrider yet in this game.
I feel a lot of it is just great play from LGD.
This is true. They have been phenomenal about sticking together, making sure they don't get solo lasso and just farming out of position. And you can definitely tell their teamwork is phenomenal in this game. Everyone is huddled close together, making sure they're protecting each other's backs and not getting picked off, not getting solo epicentered into a split earth. They have the gank. They have the right lineups to gank from Orange, but they're just not getting a lot of kills.
And now LGD, they'll look to pressure this top tower. The catapult slowly chipping away. The bear in the front lines. Remember, though, this bear has no plus armor. It's only got 6 plus whatever he gets from the war cry. Or the battle cry, I should say. I don't know if that's actually going to be enough to keep it alive in these fights.
Not versus the Lifestealer.
I feel a Soul Catcher and a Dragon Tail and then just Lifestealer hitting it, it will die easily. And that means Lone Druid, how much does he really offer you in a fight?
Not much.
I'm not sure.
That's why you need to split push. But, I mean, Orange does have a very good lineup for defending towers, though. The threat of a Batrider initiate is just so strong. And most of the times when they push, it's because the Orange can't actually fight because of the number difference. But if it's an actual 5-on-5 and you get a really nice lasso initiate, it's just straight, you just straight up lose the fight from there, especially without BKBs up on your heroes. Dragonite has been involved a lot, but he's actually a little bit underfarmed at this point. He has Trez, Bracer, and Ogre Club.
We could have a clash now. Ohio waiting for that initiation from him. Burrow through from net. Unfortunately, there will be a defensive disrupt. That initiation did nothing. LGD, they strike first. They found one. They want KYXY2. He's on the run. Ohio as well. The Swarm driving everyone back. A double damage rune for Sylar. In comes the Ice Pass. Jackal connects on two. Liao is low. Can he get off and infest? He can't. The Flame Break kills him off. Lifestealer for a Sankey, that's a good trade, and they want more. Shall we? The turnaround comes now. He's low. He'll go down. There's your Root Gaming. The bear is fantastic. That Shackle. That friggin' Shackle of Burrow through on Sylar. He's low. Power shot secures the kill. Mushi, where there's a will, where there's a Windrunner, there may yet be a way. A buyback from Yao again. So many buybacks, but a two-hero Burrow. A two-hero Shackle. No, it missed. I thought that Shackle was going to hit. Infest, Yao, and Chow Wait, are they going to run? Sylar's bought back too. Everybody on LGD. Triple buyback from their cores. The Shadow Demon even falls on the backside. Sylar shackled again. Absolutely frustrated. LGD China must be furious. Net will even go down. He's running rings around Yao. He finally falls. His lifeless corpse looking to burrow strike through the tree line.
That was such a good initiate or counter initiate by LGD there. Liao actually rage dodged the impale from the Sand King, and they had a defensive disrupt. So everything was going really nicely for them. They killed the Sand King right after the burrow strike, but they. This is what
that Shackle.
That Shackle. These Shackles, I mean, they're fighting in the tree area right now. There's just so many opportunities for double Shackles, even long Shackles against the tree line. And Yao wasn't actually able to get his infest off early in the fight. They managed to burst him down right before the stun ended, and I think it would have totally been a different fight had Yao lived in that early engagement.
KYXY, luckier than your average bear. Well, he's a good lone druid player as well. You get enough attack speed items, you'll probably get more entangles. And for the time being, after that fight, RNG Sports, they have started to basically negate this gold disadvantage. Sylar, he'll pop an Invis rune, should be able to escape. He's actually looking a bit poor right now. 4-3-4, only 6k net worth. It's a game where your Weaver really needs a Lincoln Sphere. Shackle, Burrow Strike, and Lasso. So much single target initiate.
I mean, the DK needs BKB too. You try to man mode, but you just get stunned once, and you are stunned for about 5 or 6 seconds with the Splitter follow-up and the Shackle. So DK can't just walk in there and Dragon Tail whomever he pleases.
RNG Sports, they'll group up mid lane. Mushi.
Oh, I feel like they need a mech too. I forgot to talk about that. Yeah, LGD doesn't actually have a mech right now. They're trying to build one on the Jakiro, but Mushi has had one for, I want to say, like 10 minutes now, and that really turns around team fights.
Yeah, it's really important against such an AoE-oriented support like the Jakiro, as well as just for the armor against Lifestealer. Orange, they'll smoke up. They'll head towards the top lane. Can they get the jump on LGD China?
Oh, hi.
Normally known for their solid, stable defensive play. Yao is running away in a hurry, but he's been kidnapped. He's brought back to the Angry Bears. Oh, can they bring him down? Burrow Strike's there as well. Split Earth comes through. He's low, but he rages. He walks away. Infest, and then Sylar, the vehicle to bring him to freedom.
Come on, what other hero can survive a 5-man Blink lasso gank into a Burrow Strike into a Splitter?
If you are orange right now, you're just thinking, bullshit. That
hero is imbalanced, okay.
In fact, the changes to open wounds are not. My goodness.
Yeah, I mean, Rage, how ridiculous was that?
What a hero. What a hero.
Ice Frog, please.
Yao is playing it really well. 6-1-4. He beat a Bat Rider 1v1, even for Lifestealer. That's tough.
What a hero.
What a
hero. Nice infest there. Nice positioning by Sylar.
Dragon Tail and Mushi. He might be in trouble here. He does have a Force Staff. Could look to force away. He's trying to bait this so he's not Poppy Windrun or Force. He's backing off.
There goes Yao's last drum charge.
Oh no.
Bongos.
GG.
Jangos. Whatever you want to call them.
The drums have no beat left in them. He's beating them to death.
I mean, they need this T1 tower down, though. I mean, they have the other T1s. They've been working on this one for quite some time.
So for the time being, if you're RNG Sports, you're actually ahead in terms of gold earned by a tiny bit, and LGD triple bought back. So they're probably a little bit farther ahead in terms of net worth difference. And experience-wise, they are trailing by 2,500. It's an even game, basically. What's your next step if you're orange? Can you just farm against this triple semi-carry / hard carry lineup of LGD?
I think they can farm for a little bit if they feel comfortable split pushing though, which they've been doing a pretty good job of. They need to make LGD feel threatened around the map. They need to pick off these heroes before they get their big items. Most notably BKB on the Dragon Knight and the Lincoln Sphere on the Weaver. They still have maybe 5 or 10 minutes where before they will get those items, and that's really up to the Bat Rider, up to the Sand King, up to the Leshrac, up to those heroes to try and make things happen, shut down their farm right now. They got penalized heavily from all those buybacks, and they're still trying to work their way back into the game with those items. But if you can keep up the pressure, force them to stick together as 5, shut down their farm, then you're setting yourself up for nice split pushing late game.
LGD is going to attempt a Roshan. They do have a medallion. Roche will start to drop. It's always hard to fight around the pit when there's a Bat Rider afoot, and he's got Firefly, he's got an Invis rune as well. So they have a sentry here.
Bat Rider is the king of Roshan, though. They really have to be careful here, especially with that Invis rune.
So ridiculous around the pit. But KYXY might get caught. He's sitting bottom a little bit overconfidently, perhaps. He's still here. He does have some backup now. Mushi, Extinct, they'll all join the fold.
Invis bad. They don't have any. Oh, they have sentries on DDC, but none are planted yet.
He's
this is
so close to his force. He's 200 gold away. He's got the recipe now. Oh, this fight. I wonder if this force,
Sell your wand, dude,
will be the difference. It's such a good item on the Bat Rider,
but yeah, he should just pop in a side shop. I guess he has his recipe in his stash.
It's really, without a force death, I don't actually think he should be initiating onto the tower. We'll see, though. If he does, Disruption, Dragon Tail, and Open Wounds could all cause a lot of problems. He could go in now. Who will be the choice? DDC is probably the ideal target. He wants him. He jumps for him. Shackle's there, but Ohio doesn't get off his lasso. Now he's Flaybreak, or rather Dragon Tailed and held in position. Yao pops Rage. They march forward. It's all going south. The mech gets popped. Ohio dies on the back lines. The rest of Orange forced to retreat out, and still Yao giving chase. He gets burrowed. They need to chain this properly. They do. They don't. Actually, it's not enough. Yes, it is. They bring him down. It was really close there. Could not get off and infest at the right moment, even though he had it. KYXY trying to TP out. Dragon Tail just came off cooldown, but the disruption, this means the death of KYXY. He'll fall as well. They bought back on Lifestealer. That's going to be a Roshan for LGD, as well as 3 kills heading their way. You can't jump on LGD without a Force Staff at the tower like that. It's just not, even if he got the last off, I don't think it would have mattered.
Fantastic play by LGD there. What they did to save Sylar was just incredible. They had a Ice Path to try and stop the damage incoming into him, and then as the damage was pounding down on him, he was about maybe 1-2 seconds stunned, and he was like down to 200 HP, defensive disrupt into a time lapse, full HP, orange blue, so many cooldowns to try and kill him, and Weaver only blew his time lapse, and they were just able to win the fight from there.
Oh, Mushi. He found DDC outside the pit. Orange, they give up Roche for that. Now they have their Force Staff in Ohio. I feel I jinxed them, Merlini. This, of course, is game number 4, guys. If you can't see the score indicators at the top, well, first of all, I suggest you get your eyes checked. But RNG Sports, they need to win 2 in a row, or else they will be your 4th place team in the Dota 2 Super League. And it's not looking too good for them right now. They now trail by, that's experience, by 5K experience. They lead by 1,000 gold, and there were some buybacks on LGD. But LGD, they have 3 heroes who really scale well with items. Some of Orange's heroes like Windrunner are decent with items, but they don't offer you as much as a Dragon Knight, a Lifestealer, a Weaver.
They need AC up on the Bear. They also need, the Dragon Knight also really needs his BKB. 30 minutes in, no BKB yet on him. I mean, that's very surprising to me. He did run around a lot in the early game and help secure victories in the lanes, but still, desperately needs that versus very heavy stun lineup from Orange.
The thing is, if he gets it, though, they're going to have a hard time killing him because, as you mentioned, the Lone Druid's still working on Assault Cuirass. KYXY, I think he'll have it by the time the next fight happens, but the BKB should be out then. And even if Dragon Knight dies, he's so tanky that he'll probably get off 2 or 3 stuns. And honestly, that's his job. Yao should be doing most of the damage, along with Sylar, who has a Lincoln Sphere and now works towards his next item. A gem pickup from our Leshrac. As LGD trying to group up as 5 to push top, Orange, what will they do? It looks like they might just forfeit this tower and not look to take any fights where that age is still unlocked.
Yeah, that is very, very scary. They usually try and get Yao out of the fight immediately. Already forced to buy back twice.
Blink Dagger on your Sand King. That's level 11. They want to contest this. They're contesting into an Aegis, into a Lincoln's Weaver. No BKB for Xiaowei, but it is being delivered by the courier right now. Net lurking in the trees. This Blink Dagger, they don't know about it. He worms his way through. He's got Epi. There's the Shackle. It latches on one. He's not channeling it yet. He's trying to get a range. He runs into the tree line. He runs back out. Now he's hiding. Look for the epicenter. Still LGD are marching forward, and Sylar, I think he might know about Net. Net now channels the Epi. He waited for a long time. He does deliver the pain. Now, a Flame Break as well. 2 heroes low. Nobody dead. A last one, Yao. Trying to bring him down. He's not out of this fight just yet. He's got an Infest. KYXY chasing fourth, but he somewhat seems to be in trouble. BKB delivered to Xiaowei in the middle of the fight. And now, so many nukes flying forth. Yao, another open wounds. Rage cooling down. Still has the Aegis. Hasn't even lost it yet. Weaver to the right he goes. That was an amazing epicenter. They only get 1 kill. Shadow Demon, tail tucked between his legs, is going to walk away with about 40 HP. Sylar will live as well. And they didn't even lose Aegis. What more can you do if you're Net?
That was disgustingly good Epi. They didn't even kill the Shadow Demon. Surprisingly, I don't know how he lived through that. I mean, he self-disrupted, but I thought that the damage coming was just too much for them.
LGD, it's what we talked about in the draft. Every single one of these carries, in his own way, is so hard to kill.
Yeah.
We've seen how hard Lifesteal is to kill. Now Sylar has a Linken's, and the fact that he has a Linken's, I think is... I don't know if it saved him in that fight, but it certainly allowed him to continue
they really had
fighting.
a clutch item pickup. DK had his BKB up for that fight. Jakiro had his mech and was able to heal through that burst damage from the epicenter. And they just barely survived with a lot of those heroes. Oh my goodness. Life Stealer. Let's see what he's building next. Looks like he's going the Yasha build, or sorry, Sange build after. Still a couple minutes left on Aegis, but no really good towers to take right now. All of them, I think, are almost at full HP, and all the T1s are down.
I think it's actually going to be a basher for Yao. And if he goes that route,
true.
You can just man-fight the bear.
I feel like he's been getting like so much flack from Orange, though. He really just needs to be able to survive the initial stun lock so that he can armlet, he can rage and lifesteal a little bit more, and so he can maybe pop in a defensive infest. I feel that if he goes Basher, he might not have enough HP to do so.
Bear walks up the hill. Unfortunately, LGD are under the cover of smoke. They're rotating in. Xiaowei probably going to lead the way. He's got Dragon Tail and BKB. Level 2 ultimate available. They'll find Mushi. They've stunned him. Now Sylar comes in. The trap has been sprung, and now it's going to be just a snowball from here. Extinct on the run. The bugs latch on. Dragon Tail cooling down. He gets another. What a stun. Finds 2.
What a stun.
It is such a good stun.
That W click.
What a stun. It takes so much skill, but it really is a fantastic stun. Great initiation from LGD or LGD China rather, and they're going to push this tier 2 mid.
Yeah, I mean, what was Mushi doing out there? They don't have any wards out in the middle. They lost a gem,
The whole team was sitting
no.
farming the Ancients together. Yeah. I guess they just thought we're protecting Mushi by being here, but they underestimated just how good LGD's initiation and their burst damage is. They don't have a Shadow Demon. They don't have that great defensive hero.
Oh, that is Basher. You are correct.
He wants to man-fight the bear, and I'm actually not sure. I think at this point, Lifestealer can just take the bear 1v1, at least live while he's auto-attacking it. There's no Basher on the bear yet.
Does he have his AC completed? Yes, it is recently completed, and he has 1,000 gold to his name. Oh, hi, carrying the gem right now, as well as Blink, Force Staff. I think they. I'm trying to figure out what items they need to go around. I think a
BKB on Ohio, I feel, is really important as his next item. So he can, if he jumps in now, he can still get disrupted, dragon tailed, open wounds.
I mean, he can still get demonic purge though, even through his BKB.
That's true.
I think a Ghost Scepter would be pretty good for him. Just if Lifestealer or Weaver decide to focus him, I feel like it'd be great on most of their carries. But again, physical evasion isn't necessarily saving them because Moose will dying.
Oh,
in these
this
fights.
could be good for RNG Sports Ohio. Firefly has been deployed. He's now been revealed. He'll jump in. He lassos Xiaowei. He kidnaps him straight back into the rest of his team. Shackle is there, but that disruption. Oh, not again. KYXY driven back, Yao marching forward, Sylar 2, Orange beating a hasty retreat towards their fountain. Ice Path, clips 2, Yao surges past it, slapping away. Mushi next in line, stunned for ages, he will go down.
This is why Shadow Demon is
Demon
my pick for
Dota.
best support. Like, that hero is insane. The disruption is so good, especially versus mass stun lineup from them. Luckily, Ohio didn't die and they still have the gem, but things are slipping away right now.
It's that combination of a hard-to-kill, tanky carry, and the Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon's, as you mentioned, for all the reasons we've talked about, a fantastic support, but if this was a really squishy, vulnerable carry, like, say, a Gyrocopter, maybe he even gets blown up there. But this is a big, bad Dragonite. He lives for a much longer time, and lives long enough, gets disrupted, and fight is over.
They don't have Aegis right now. They're still a couple minutes into until Roshan, 2.5 it looks like, and LGD made the mistake of pushing the base without the Aegis into a 5-on-5 situation. Luckily, KYXY still has about 5 seconds left to revive, and they will wisely back off.
LGD, easy racks for them. And the next items might come now. I believe that's an MKB for the Weaver. Now this is where their lineup really gets. This is the next level for them. They're going to get probably an Abyssal Blade next for Yao. Sylar picks up an MKB. Already, I feel the Bear is a bit vulnerable.
Jakiro almost has a Veil.
Well, that's not good. Orange. 0 BKBs, no pipe. Veil is a very underrated item, and Jakiro is a naturally tanky support. I think it's a great pickup.
It's a great pickup indeed, and things are looking very scary for Orange. They don't have enough map control to contest this next Roshan unless they have just like the most disgusting initiate with Batrider or a very nice epicenter Burrow Strike from net. But again, LGD's positioning for these teams that have been near flawless. They're all like close enough to each other to not get absolutely destroyed from Burrow Strike, except the one time that they didn't know that he had Blink. But other than that, they're all close enough to not get caught by all the AoE together, but yet still close enough to help each other out through defensive disruptions, through the use of whatever is in their arsenal, including Ice Path, Demonic Purge. Everything that they have is just really well coordinated.
And RNG Esports, where do they go from here? They need so many more items. Sight Device for Mushi is essential. This Lone Druid is going to need a Basher for sure. Otherwise, there's no way it can just fight Yao 1v1. It certainly can't deal with the Weaver. They need additional lockdown, it seems. They also need a way for Batrider to reliably initiate. That Sight Device for Shadow Demon would be nice. You mentioned Ghost Scepter. He will go for the cheap item now. But still, even if he has a Ghost Scepter, there's still a lot of nuke damage. And it's perhaps a necessary pickup because they need something now, but it's certainly not enough to make him feel safe or comfortable. And if they lose one more big fight, that could potentially just cost them the game.
Yep, especially with Roshan respawning in about 50 seconds time. They have some nice wards out. They're going all out with the wards. I like their playstyle from them. They know that they need to win a big fight, and they need whatever edge they can get, whether it be positioning, whether it be vision, and these 4 wards that they have out on the map right now will help them achieve that goal.
Smoke from LGD. 5 hero smoke at that. Net lurking in the tree line. He's got an Invis rune. It's been dispelled, and now LGD have to be suspicious. This smoke ended in a hurry rather. Net still lurking in the tree line, and the flame break thrown out. They want to fight right where he can hit a perfect epicenter on the entire enemy team, but LGD say, let's go Roche instead. And although the Sand Kid is invisible, I imagine we'll see a Sentry Ward near the pit.
Yeah, they just dropped one. They desperately need that.
Net still hasn't been spotted, though, I don't think. He's lurking in the tree line. Could channel Epi soon. He needs to be perfect. Batrider a little bit far back for the time being. He's coming in, but Net, the opportunity's been lost now. If they go in, it'll be a disaster, and they'll be forced to run away. Mushi just able to hightail it out of
They had to have seen that coming, though. They had the ward right here. Like, why? I don't know why they didn't contest. I mean, they need a little bit of vision there, whether it be from the power shot from the Windrunner or the Bear walking in with his bear or Batrider getting Firefight. They need vision in the pits to set up for the epicenter, but nothing came from their team.
It's also just that I don't feel they get much stronger late game.
No, they definitely don't.
Lone Druid just is not a great matchup for this draft that LG has. The bear can be kited and chain stunned by,
or just destroyed by Nakes.
Yeah, by the DK. The Lifestealer can just right click it, and the same too for Weaver. He can run away from it for the most part. And you've got Lincolns to do with Entangle, so how much will it really do? They'll try and resort to some ninja tactics here. But now LGD has an Aegis on Yao, so any initiation gets infinitely more difficult.
Veil of Discord on Jakiro. Wow, that is one stack Jakiro. Arcane, Urn, Veil, and Mech. That is, I mean, he is super strong.
Xiaowei actually found Mushi, who pops his Windrun and looks to escape. Sylar continues to pressure that top lane, and Net's still hiding in the trees. Orange, you can just smell the desperation. The fact that Net's not farming, that he's not trying to just roam around with his team. they feel they need some sort of miracle play to turn this game
They have a
around.
Scythe of Ice, though, on Mushi. If they can get a pick with that, that would be huge for them.
Of course, they'll have to go for somebody besides the Lifestealer if they want to use that.
Yeah.
Because he's got still the Aegis.
He hasn't farmed that much since his Basher, though. I feel like he should have like one more big item since then, or at least his Abyssal.
Yeah.
But that's the problem with 5-man Dota. No farm.
The good thing is he doesn't have to do all the damage. It's not a one-position Lifestealer. It's a 2 or even a 3 this game. I suppose a 2 because Xiao 8's kind of just playing that utility initiator role. And Lifesteal doesn't need that many items to be effective, but it would be nice via an Abyssal for sure. And LGD will look to push the middle lane. Here we go. Yao in the front line.
So easy to break without this T3 up. They can just walk up, spread out. They can see Bat Rider. They don't have to worry about any ninja epicenters because Net just TP'd back.
Yeah, he's not even smoked up. That makes it very hard to go. The Rax falling quickly. LGD closer and closer they move. A blink of Burrow. Xiao 8 has been stunned. Now they've kidnapped DDC. Can they actually burst him in time? Ice Path is there. Doesn't get the disruption off. He'll fall. That's a great start for them. Xiao 8 BKB forced out. Now Sylar on the run. Xiao 8 2. Epicenter by Net. Catches 2. What a play. Removes the Aegis. Kills off another support. A root on Xiao 8. Held in place. Dropping low. Inside of Shadowblade. Will go down. LGD have failed to break this base. No racks for them. Now Yao surrounded by the entire enemy team. All of it set up by great teamwork by Orange Esports. Everyone did their job there.
What a hold. What a hold.
Bat Rider kidnapping the Shadow Demon. Mushi just scything, getting that scythe off at the crucial moment. KYXY getting lucky with his roots and a fantastic epicenter from Net. He absolutely won them that fight at the end. Orange Esports, this has been some great teamwork to hang on in this game. As much as LGD have been ahead, they now might have to feel a little bit nervous. If you lose a big fight to a lone druid like that, you might lose your racks. They have triple buyback on their core, so Orange, well, they shouldn't be too aggressive here. Buyback number 1 comes from the Leicester. Orange say, you're going to have to give us more than that, Bubba. And Dragon Knight, no buyback yet. Going to try and wait it out with the Glyph. Orange will be forced back. They hold Merlini. And they get a little bit closer to forcing that game 5. Still in it.
Yeah, and checking the gold graph right now, a huge spike up after that last fight. Only 5,000 gold in favor of LGD. XP graph, irrelevant at this point.
Yeah, that experience doesn't mean a whole lot. Orange, it really shows you, I think, above all else, how hard it is to break the base against a Bat Rider.
Yeah,
Once
I thought
again,
it was going to be easy with that T3 down, but oh my goodness, they got rocked. DDC maybe should be smoked up in the back. I think that would help them out a lot. I don't really think they've been using too many smokes.
I also feel he could just be farther back because
Yeah,
he's got a 4-staff. If he really needs to come in to disrupt someone, he can just do that. But
yeah, I mean, usually the way they've been winning these fights is making Orange commit a lot of spells to one hero, getting defensive disruption, and then popping their defensive cooldown, whether it be Rage and Armlet, Infest, Time Lapse, or BKB on Dragon Knight. That's usually how they've been winning the fights, and the one time it doesn't go like that, they lose the fight miserably.
LGD, it's a 5-hero smoke from them with middle lane pushed to their tower. Top lane pushing to the base. Orange should be very wary. They've got great high ground positioning here. LGD, they'll head back to defend, I believe. Xiao 8, no. He says, let's go for the gusto, guys. Let's go for a kill. Just kidding.
Double smoke.
He'll back off. And now Orange, they've seen an opportunity here to strike. Mushi leads the way. Has the scythe online.
Yao doesn't have
In comes
buyback.
DD. DD could get caught here. It'll be the twin-headed dragon who gives it up. He's going to drop. No way out. Now they found the other support. DDC came in for the defensive disrupt. LGD China starting to fall apart here in game number 4. They could smell and taste that victory. But now, with 2 supports dead for 50 seconds, buyback not available on your Shadow Demon, not available on your twin-headed dragon, this might be enough to break the base. There is no glyph. They used it during the previous push. And if Orange take 1 lane of racks, it might even be more than 1 with a lone druid.
I think if they killed Yao right there, it would have just been GG. He has no buyback for another 3.5 minutes. And luckily, these 2 supports are relatively low levels. Looks like they'll each respond in about 20 seconds. But again, no glyph. It should probably be a T3 unless they can kill this bear.
It is hard for this bear. 32 armor, it doesn't really feel like it. Ohio jumped in, he wanted to go for a lasso, now he comes back in. Epicenter from Net, but Ohio's dropping fast. Yao, now can he fight his way through this? All 3 cores alive for LGD. The buyback immediately from Ohio, but without that great initiation, he's on the run. Mushi, Wind Run will not save him from Sylar, who now has an MKB as well as a Crystallis. The bear will fall. Resummon available. RNG Sports, they give up their bat there. If he gets a lasso off, I think they just take that Rax, but doesn't, and it costs them big time.
Yeah, and he just got zerged down there. I didn't even see him pop his Ghost Scepter there, but regardless, they lost a gem. Big loss for Orange there. And he also bought back. I also thought that was an unnecessary buyback just because, I mean, you're not going to get back there in time without BOTs.
And he didn't have nearly enough gold. It wasn't even close.
Right.
So now Orange, they'll go back to farming.
This is important for LGD. They need to buy time for Lifestealer to have buyback money and or buyback off cooldown rather. So 2.5 minutes until then, and next Roshan is almost up too. So by the time Lifestealer has buyback, Roshan will be up, and this one will be big with the Ages as well as the Gs.
And LGD, their item progression has been halted quite a bit. The buyback on the Lifestealer, the fact that they've been hiding in their base while heroes are getting picked off. The one hero who hasn't suffered is Sylar. He's 9-3-8. He's getting to a point where I feel he can just kill the bear by himself.
Yeah, he is super strong. Over 300 damage on him right now. Not to mention the MKB proc as well as the critical strike proc. He is super strong.
I feel the Lifestealer is a ruse at this point. It's really that Weaver you need to kill. Lifestealer hits decently hard, just because of the nature of the hero, but this Weaver is the one who does the biggest damage. He's the most elusive and hard to bring down in the fights. And he's the one who, if anyone's going to kill the Lone Druid Bear, he'll be the one to do it.
Yep, and looks like they have another gem on the battery. That is really important in being able to kill Sylar. And I feel like that's why we haven't seen him do too much in the fights, just because they always have vision of him.
How do you actually kill Sylar in this game? With the Lincoln Sphere, you can't just Blink Lasso him. I guess you
Force-staff Lasso if you're super fast.
Yeah, even if he gets a Sakuchi off, I guess you can still grab him, but you have to be very quick on the reactions. And the one issue is, if you use Force-staff just to break his Lincolns, then you can't pull him towards your team, and you may end up, there's still no BKB, just getting Dragon Tail.
You always have to worry about a defensive disrupt into a time lapse, so that is just so devastating and a great counter initiate to the Blink Lasso.
I guess you still have to focus the Shadow Demon when you really think it through, unless they just find someone out of position.
Xiao A looking for a gank here with his Shadow Blade.
He's hiding near the creep wave. Sylar comes in. Roshan number 3 about to respawn. It's game number 4, guys, and it's RNG Sports fighting for their lives in the Dota 2 Super League 3rd, 4th place decider match. The grand finals, I saw some of you asking when it'll be. It will be next week. I believe it's on July 6th, but we'll post more details about the schedule shortly after this match on our Facebook, facebook.com/BeyondTheSummitTV. Thank you all for joining us. It's great to have so many people tuning in, and after this series is over, we do have some Corsair Summer Tour action headed your way, some North American, European Dota. It should be a doozy. Merlini has some sleep headed towards his way.
Whew. Games are so much more exciting without Anti-Mage, though, I must say. Don't you think so? Lifestealer over Anti-Mage? The lesser of two evils.
I like Anti-Mage.
You would.
I'm an Anti-Mage picker.
You would.
I was born one, I'll die one.
So, scored 19-22 in favor of LGD.
Here we go. Big smoke gang from LGD. Force-staff forward. Caught in the river, but Ohio blinks out just in the nick of time. Almost lost their second gem of the game there. Quick on the trigger finger, and needed to be. And now the smoke gang for LGD, probably over.
The KYXY is nowhere close to there. If they do Roshan right now, I feel like they definitely need his Assault Cuirass and that damage output. Okay, he TP'd
and the Vlads. They need that as well, just for the extra armor.
So, we're looking for a big epicenter from Net here. He does not have a smoke right now, but I mean, he has been hitting some massive ones this far.
Here comes Roche. It's really dropping in a hurry. They'll have to contest immediately. Mushi on the high ground. Fishes for a shackle. KYXY, however, is eating the Dragon Tail to the face. Now Sylar looks to blow him up. This Weaver held in position. Shackle, epicenter is there. The shackle does not connect. Sylar on the run. Mushi, focus fire, driving that pesky little bug back. Mushi, the exterminator. They force out a buyback on the Dragonite. They're chasing Yao. They are roaming as a pack of 4. The Force-staff forward. They want to burrow, but Sylar's Lincolns keeps his health safe and also keeps the Lifestealer safe. Now, oh no, Ohio's been caught in an ice path. In comes Xiao Net, hiding under cover of Sandstorm. Yao goes back in. Mushi on the run. It's all coming apart at the seams. Burrow through, but I think it's too late. Mushi will fall. Next on the KYXY. Slowly but surely, Sylar's just plinking away. KYXY could drop here. He just bought back, and if he dies, he won't have another bear. The Entangle proc drives Sylar off for the time being, but now Roshan.
So many buybacks there. Oh my goodness.
Net, he's going to jump above the Roshan pit. Maybe he can stop this Roche. He has to go for a big play. If you give away Aegis and Cheese to LGD, this could be it.
They don't have Epi, though. What are they going to do? I mean, Net is sitting right up there, though.
Blake in, burrows there, he snatched the Aegis.
Didn't get the cheese, though.
Didn't get the cheese. He might be able to... Nope, LGD's already picked it up. Ice pass there. That is... I think that's still worth it. He should have buyback. What is he going to buy at this point anyway?
He has 4,000 gold. What in the world, Sand King?
Honestly, what is he going to... Anything he could buy, even for 4K gold, I don't know how much it actually does this game.
BKB's okay. Ghost Scepter, I think, is nice, too.
There's so much physical damage, though.
I mean, he has to buy something. You can't just sit there as a...
Right,
as a
but
Sand King
it's
with
more the
4,000
fact
gold.
that he has to buy back. I think that's totally fine. Getting rid of the Aegis is very important.
Right. Sheep would be nice, but...
Or Force Staff. There you go. That's not a bad pickup.
Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad at all.
And they'll go down the middle lane again. LGD trying to will. They've got now an Eagle Horn up on Sylar. One of the fattest weavers you'll ever see. This bug is supersized. It's one of those radioactive cockroaches.
I mean, he didn't even buy back last fight, too. I think he's the only carry that that actually has his buyback.
11, 3, and 10. And has cheese, has buyback. LGD China. How much do they commit to this? Orange
I don't feel like they're really under any pressure to do so, but I don't know. I mean, it looks like they're going to push it, though, but everything is up except for buyback and except for Dragon Form. Which
looks like they're going to slow siege it. The Swarm comes in.
Dragonform.
It'll discourage everybody from engaging Shao 8. The level 3 Dragon Form still online. In comes the Frost Dragon Slow. He hits the Rex once. Now he backs off Sylar. He's the one who really needs to be hitting the Rex, but he's just worried about getting initiated upon. They've stunned the bear. They do a lot of damage to it. The resummon's available if needed. Now a stun. A double stun on Shao 8. And they've caught the Shadow Demon. No defensive disruption for you. Yao standing strong. So too is Sylar. I think he just hits too hard at this point. Mushi pops his Ghost Scepter. On the run, driven back, Shackle on 2, but do they have the requisite follow-up? Yes, they do. Blink Burrow, clips Yao. Sylar can't decide who to focus, pops the time-lapse, forced to run away. Now an entangle on DD. We're not done just yet. We keep on moving forward, at least RNG Sports will. They're chasing down this pesky Weaver. Sylar on the run, teleport there, but Sylar pops the cheese. KOXY could maybe pull his bear back in. No detection. It looks like he should live. He's very slow, however. Blinking forward is Ohio. No gem up on him.
Another sentry, though.
It's a wild goose chase for Orange at this point, even with the Blink Burrow. Even if
another sentry, and he gets a haste to finish it all off.
Now he's done.
I mean, these shackles, though. I mean, the item progression from Lifestealer is like a little bit too weak. He can't pop his defensive cooldown.
That was like watching synchronized swimming in that fight. As they go in with the shackle, immediate Blink Lasso. Sylar's been caught. Mushi's caught him here. Now he slices him up, but he still has the haste, so he'll be okay. Yeah, and then the Blink Lasso to prevent the defensive disruption. That was some really good teamwork from Orange, and they needed that kind of initiation.
Indeed, they did. I mean, DK was a little bit too far out there, trying to beat on that Rex without BKB up. Very, very dangerous in this situation.
Okay, Waxwell rotate towards the top lane. And in goes Ohio. He's going to find that Shadow Demon. DD was farming way out on his own. Maybe losing his focus here. It's been a long day. It's a long game. The Dota 2 Super League 3rd, 4th place decider is decidedly not over yet. It's only a 2,500 gold deficit. Experience very even. But the important thing is buybacks, Aegis, and cheese. And right now, there's no Aegis. There's no cheese. We take a look at the buybacks and we see the only hero who has it is Sylar. Speaking of that, Sylar, if he wants, he can buy a Butterfly and almost a buyback. And Orange already they don't have any MKBs yet, although KYXY is building one on his bear. So a Butterfly here could potentially be huge.
Yeah, good Ghost Scepter pickup by Mushi, knowing he has that MKB up. I'm trying to look
it saved him in the last fight.
Yep. Only 2 other Ghost Scepters, one on the Bat Rider, one on the left track too. So they're having a tough time like focusing down targets.
And KYXY continues to farm. I guess Orange just have to farm. They've got to wait until they have the lanes pushed out more. They also want to have some buybacks available for themselves. The sad thing for them is, I think above all else, the fact that Ohio has just not progressed. He picked up that Ghost Scepter a good 20 minutes ago, 15 to 20. No BKB, no Boots of Travel, no Yule Scepter, no Lincolns, nothing of any sort to help him initiate. No Shivas even, which would be great against a lot of LGD's physical damage. Just to stop progressing, and I feel they're the team that needs items even more than LGD.
Yeah, LGD hasn't made too much in the way of item progression either. Lifestealer really needs his Abyssal Blade, but knowing that he needs a little bit more survivability too, gets his Vitality Booster, 1,500 gold.
Yeah, he actually bought that like 1 or 2 fights ago, and I just don't know if he's ever going to finish the Abyssal now. I think he sort of abandoned that idea and said...
I think he needs some sort of evasion too. I think a Heaven's Halberd would be great on him.
Yeah, KYXY's Bear is building an MKB, but we've actually started to see the Bear really struggle. And I think the biggest reason is the Dragon Knight, because he just Dragon Tails it, he slows it with the Elder Frost Dragon, and even though the Spirit Bear normally moves at basically max move speed, it hardly does anything in these
Siler
fights.
is huge, though. He is almost 6-slotted once he changed that TP scroll for something else. I mean, he has 3271 gold after buying his Butterfly, too.
Yeah, he's getting big. 3,400 gold, as you mentioned. Still, Orange have a few heroes in his neighborhood, but Weaver definitely is a more useful hero in these engagements, unless he just gets completely decimated from full to nothing. If he lives, he does way more DPS over the course of the fight, and his mobility is one of the big reasons why. Weaver can chase anybody down on Orange, and he's starting to hit very hard. You look at these Orange heroes, no real natural steroids for the late game. Lone Druid has one in Rabid, but the Bear doesn't live long enough to really take advantage. And Merlini, it looks like we'll have to catch our breath here because these teams are in it for the long haul.
I feel like Shadow Demon could benefit a lot from a Blink Dagger, too. He has to stay like really far back, but oftentimes after the Force Staff and the reaction time needed, he's too far away to have these clutch defensive disrupts that he was having in the first 30, 35 minutes of the game. And he's fallen off a little bit since then, but that mainly just has to do with not being able to get there in time. And he's gotten lassoed a couple of times from Ohio, and I think that's a really good choice for him. He really does need to shut down the Shadow Demon. It's that important.
Hi, chat. LGD, they'll sit in their base for the time being. Orange Esports hanging back for the moment as well. It is still game 4. It's a 2-1 lead for LGD China. If they take this game, they take the series. And we just have to catch our breath.
Yep, 4 minutes left until Roshan. I mean, they might just wait. Both teams might just wait until then. Farm buybacks a little bit. That's just what Eastern Dota is.
Do you want me to fix you a drink? How do you take it? You like Scotch on the rocks, or?
I do not like Scotch neat. That's actually one of my least favorite drinks.
Merlini likes shotgunning beers.
I don't like gin either. But other than those two. Anyways,
gin is a vile substance.
It is.
I would rather drink straight, like, rubbing alcohol grade vodka from the bottle.
The goal difference is near 0 right now. That is incredible.
You just cut that conversation right off.
Indeed.
You're like, I'm not having any of that. Yeah, gold graph close to 0, as you mentioned.
And this Roshan hot point of client. Even 2.5 minutes before, both teams huddle around there pretty closely.
Our stats man probably wants some gin right now. He's had a long day. It's been a long series, guys. Thanks for being a part of it. LGD looking to find that one team fight. It's felt like it should have been their game. There was one point where they had 10k gold. They had the stronger late game lineup. They had the Aegis. That first fight where they pushed in, they just got greedy, overextended, and that's given Orange a new sense of a new lease on life, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I thought they were definitely out of it, but couple of very nice holds, and now it is anybody's game.
If I had to bet, I still feel LGD has the stronger late game, but it more than anything doesn't come down to who can do more damage. It comes down to who gets the better initiation. And Orange
who gets those shackles off.
And Orange has Shackle, Blink, Burrow, and most importantly perhaps is the Lasso. It's all up to the Shadow Demon. We saw DDC just getting picked off farming top solo like 5 minutes ago. It seemed like his concentration was slipping. Let's see if he can renew his focus here, because otherwise that could cost them the game.
Oh, this is scary. Siler, I mean, they have to do something about him, though. He just hits like a truck right now. 5,200 gold in the bank, too. AC completed on DK, so that means no buyback for him.
LGD, they'll defend this bottom lane. RNG Sports lurking in the tree line. Bat Rider apparently is a creature of the jungle.
This is such a great time to look for a pickoff, too. 1 minute before Roshan, they are pretty much absolutely forced to buy back if they have it, any of the heroes on LGD.
If this Weaver didn't have a Lincoln's, this would be such
an
easy kill. They've smoked. It's going to be revealed momentarily. In comes your power shot. The Bear is there. Xiao Wei comes in. Stuns Mushi. It all comes down to this. Potentially Flame Break is there as well. And KYXY on the run. It's an army of undead creatures. Still Ohio waits and lurks. The Appy, the Burrow comes through. It mainly just catches the Dragon Knight. Sylar rooted. Sylar Hex. Sylar could go down here. He time-lapses out of most of the damage, but he's low and he's on the run. The first casualty of war is that Bat Rider. Another Burrow and Sylar. Shackle to latch as well, but there's no damage to focus him down. He was isolated for a moment, but he lives through it all. And now RNG Sports.
This is trouble. This is trouble indeed. 20 seconds till Roshan. Aegis Cheese. Sylar going to pick up another item too. This is scary.
If they get this Aegis, if they get this cheese, Can Orange really fight them again? They couldn't even kill Sylar once in that fight. He got hexed.
Oh, they're just going for the Rex. Screw Roshan.
What's their buyback? Bat Rider? Buyback?
No buyback.
Not available. Sand King buyback is available. But no Bat Riders key. Also no Lasso, although it's just
no
cooling down
Epicenter
now.
either. I feel like the Epicenter was like, I thought it was going to be good, but it only hit Xiao 8, who was
They don't care.
defensively
They're
disrupted.
going for the GG here. LGD say, let's end this game and let's do it now. KYXY caught.
That
Look
bear.
at that bear just explode. Sylar, this is too much damage. He focuses Mushi, pops the mech, the ghost as well. Could go for a shackle here. Rooted, held in position, shackle to fly. Sylar has thrown his own life away. He can buy back now. 4K gold, forced to do it immediately. Where was his team during that? There was some severe miscommunication, and they're not done yet.
Gonna get picked off too.
DD caught by a Blink Burrow. Now the Ice Path coming through net. He's locked for the time being. Mushi, power shot to fly. Ohio gives chase. They're surging their way forward. Flame break here as well. Shackle almost clips two. Narrowly off the mark. Lasso available. Be careful if you're LGD. If you lose Sylar here, this could cost them the game. But he's found Mushi. There's Mushi breaking his Lincolns and now running away. The bear goes to work on Yao. It's not focusing Sylar, and Sylar on the backside has been isolated. He's been brought down again. The Lasso has done it. There's no buyback on this Weaver. They must win without him, else they could lose this game. Do they have the requisite damage? It seems they just might. Lifestealer, Dragon Knight, they combine.
They killed the bear
to drive
twice,
him
though.
back.
There is no bear,
Jesus.
so that's a good trade for Orange, I think. I mean, he just bought back, but no bear for 50 seconds. They killed
And
the bear
LGD should
twice.
definitely, they should know that. And maybe they don't.
What? Are they not going for the Roshan?
Do they not know the bear's dead twice? Maybe they
I
didn't get
have
to write
no-
down the time. That was pretty chaotic.
Yeah, indeed. And, I mean, I'm surprised they're not doing Roshan right now. Wow.
I actually... Orange, this is where they start to feel a little bit weak, though, is Weaver dies and LGD still has a Dragon Knight and a Lifesteal. A lot of damage. Orange, it felt like they don't have that many heroes that are just go in and fight. They kind of have to fight as a team, whereas LGD have these heroes that can just
Mushi
take
has
the 1v1.
so much gold. 4,800 gold and a Chrysalis. He's actually going to be starting to hit hard.
I almost feel like he needs something insane. Like, is a Daedalus, as much as a Daedalus will improve his damage, does he need something bigger? Does he need a Divine Rapier? Does he need
if
to...
they get this Roshan, they have 30 seconds till Sylar gets back up, and they are 4v5 strong. They have the Spirit Bear. They have everything they need.
There is a glyph for LGD, so if Orange wanted to go straight into the base, they
Oh,
wouldn't be able
this is
to.
gonna be so
Batman will be on the high ground. There's a shackle onto Roshan. Yao coming from the sidelines, but Ohio should be spouting everything out. In comes the Ice Path. The Macro Pyre as well. They're stalling for Sylar, but Yao's been hexed. DDC's been kidnapped. They could lose too. It's all falling apart. LGD on the run. Is Orange going to force a game 5? They just might do it. Gem hits the deck as well. They haven't taken Roche yet. Buyback from your Lifestealer. How does he keep... Yao was bought back like 8 times this game. We're not done yet. In comes Xiao again. BKB looking for an initiation. Has Dragon Tail. Has Frost Dragon. He'll back off. What is this game? What is this game? Unbelievable. The swarm is there. Orange think they could take the fight. This could be trouble. Ohio is stunned. The chase is here. Ice Path on the KYXY. Dying quickly at Roshan if he gets focused, but an epi. A burrow from net. Not again. He's done it. Where there's a will, where there's a net, there's a way. He's found 2. The Weaver on the sidelines. No buyback from him. They're going to lose 4. They're going to lose 5. That's the team wipe. And that, my friends, is almost certainly GG. Orange Esports could go for the win right now.
Wow.
They're rushing. I think they could just throw this.
Wow. Sylar had like 6,000 gold, but he just died once, bought back, died again, and then died again.
I think Orange is in shock because they stopped to Roche.
I think Sylar should have just gotten BKB. Wow.
Yeah, he died with 2,700 gold. I guess the death gold, it might have been enough to get a BKB.
He has 6,000. 6,000. Oh my goodness.
That Hex, that Shackle from Mushi, the Spamble Stuns, that was too much.
Yeah.
Net says, screw the Rex, go for the throne. RNG Sports are doing it. This is going to a game 5.
That's
LGD China, they tell the throne will fall in a matter of seconds. And RNG Sports, I wouldn't say it's the unthinkable, but it felt very remote to force it this late, to have so many clutch engagements. Also for LGD China to make those late game mistakes. They rarely do. They got picked off repeatedly here. Sylar, normally known for his impeccable item purchases, his great late game decision making. It was solid. it wasn't enough.
Mass Force Staffs, no Abyssal on Nakes. I think that hurt him so badly.
He brought that back like 6 times this game at least.
They had he had even a lot of good saves though too, with infesting into the Weaver a couple of times, but no Abyssal just really hurts them.
I actually never thought Orange could do this to LGD China.
That was ridiculous.
Although I feel a lot of it was LGD China did it to themselves. Just especially getting picked off all those so many times in a row. And then Sylar diving.
Lining up for Shackles too.
Sylar, he dove like the bottom lane of Rax to try and chase Mushi.
That
he could
was
have just
not
been
a good one.
He could have just been sieging the base.
Whew.
Oy, oy, oy. We're going to a game 5.
That was ridiculous.
Did you were
What a
hoping
comeback.
You were hoping to sleep, weren't you?
Well, I was like, man, Lifestealer should have just crushed. He was at such a good start. He was like 6-0, and then just what ridiculousness.
Oh my goodness. It was great Dota at the end. It was not
It was
perfect.
pretty good Dota all game.
Yeah, but you were happy. No anti-mage, no alchemist, no specter, just action Dota.
Action indeed. That is what we got.
35 to 33, about a kill per minute, which for these two teams is pretty damn good.
That's like 95th percentile of Eastern games.
Whew. Well, I'm going to take a quick shower, guys. We'll be right back with Game 5. Orange Esports versus LGD China. 2-2. Game 5 of this fourth place decider match is coming up next. Winner will take home a lot of extra moolah. Stay tuned.